Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. We're gonna do a little tour of our house. Who else has the balls to put a lemon tree in their freaking front driveway? I don't know how big that thing's gonna get, but it's gonna get pretty freaking big. I wonder what my wife was thinking when she did that. This is my son, Asher. Check out Asher's YouTube channel starting actually today. We'll put the link down below. You guys can see what he's up to. Welcome to our house, guys. 11,000 square foot house. We bought this subject to and seller finance. Probably one of the most creative finance deals I've ever done. I bought the house from my friend Jerry Norton. If you guys want to see how I bought this house, there should be a link in the description down below. Now, check it out, Asher. Let's go see our mama. Wonderful, wonderful entry. I mean, check this out. I can tell you the toughest thing about this house is that it's impossible to get to my front door. You have to ring this. You have to wait for us. There's a camera. We have to unlock this gate right here. Will not release unless somebody tells you that you can come in. And then even when you do get into the front entry, here's the problem. You don't know which door you should go to. Some people think this is our front door right here. This is actually Laura's office. Some people think that this is our front door, that is our front door, that is our front door, and that is our front door. There are all these individual doors. This goes into our kitchen. Boom, boom, boom. We'll give you guys a tour of that in a little bit. This goes into our main living area. Hey, there's our little Corbin girl right there. And as you guys can see, we're still in remodel mode. We just bought these blue agaves and we still haven't even gotten the pots. This is dope. At nighttime, this area lights up pretty well and we have this fireplace. People come out here and hang out, especially when we're having like taco parties and stuff. We'll have the taco maker on the back patio. People will be out here blasting music. It is super dope. But here's the thing is like, if I'm the Amazon delivery guy, I come and I stand in here and I go, where do I go? Where do I go? And it doesn't matter that we have a wreath, we have bells, the door is massive and black. People just don't know that this is actually our front door. It's probably the least used door in our house, and for some reason when people walk through here, they have no idea how to get in here. So let's go in and let Laura give you guys a tour of the house.
So now you get to hang out with me. I'm excited. Come this way. So this is our formal living and formal dining room, and we love it. Just one thing that we aren't too wild about is we wish that there was more of a view of the pool. We have a really awesome pool that you'll see a little bit later. Pace's dream is to do a giant slider. So at some point, we're probably gonna do that. The other thing our house has that I think is really cool are these beautiful Cantera stone fireplaces. The previous owner painted them white, but I would like to sandblast these and get them back the way that they should be. And then we have these really beautiful barrel ceilings up here. They are travertine, and I know this is controversial, but travertine is making a comeback just in some more modern cuts. This is the old school Tuscan travertine, but it was painted white. But at some point I want to do something with it, either take the white paint off, maybe do brick, something that would be pretty cool, because this is an amazing ceiling detail and I think it's kind of lost on being solid white. So through here we have our first guest bathroom, and this is probably my least favorite bathroom in the house. I don't know why, but I think it could be really cool if you did like a reclaimed stone basin sink, maybe some really cool either wallpaper or maybe a really cool finish on the walls would be really nice. Switching out those to something a little bit different would be really cool. So through here is like our main hangout area. And what's really funny is we haven't hung out here pretty much at all up until I had our latest baby. And now we kind of do hang out here, which is kind of weird. We're not really a hangout on the couch, watch TV type of family, but we have had some cute little family moments here. But we have another beautiful Cantera stone fireplace right here. And this one, the detail goes all the way up to the ceiling. You can't really tell because it's painted white too, but it would be pretty awesome. We have two workstations right here that we did have set up with iMacs, but we have so many places for people to work here that we moved it. As the kids get older, we'll probably do that again. And then this is what we call a classroom. The former owner homeschooled her kids and it was her classroom, but we still call it the classroom, which is funny. One thing, I guess, we've got this barn door, which is actually like super nice, solid piece of wood. I actually don't love barn doors anymore. I think their ship has sailed. But I think it'd be really cool to put like some like reclaimed like antique door or something, because like in here you actually like, when he utilizes this, I don't know what he's gonna do with it now. He has plans for it, but when he's working in here, you actually do need to close this door, and so you need one. But I think it'd be so cool to get like this like antique door taken off of someone's like old house or something, and put that here instead of a barn door. I don't know, maybe someday. But anyways, and then through here is our kitchen. It's really interesting to see what this kitchen has gone through. So when this kitchen originally started, this was closed off. It is kind of interesting because I don't think that when you're really hanging out here, it's as modern of an open concept where it connects these two rooms. They seem very disjointed despite this wall being opened, but it's a huge island. I had the hardest time while I was pregnant cleaning the middle of it because I couldn't reach with a big belly. But yeah, so this is our beautiful kitchen, tons of storage space, really cool oven. I love our fridge that it's hidden in cabinets, and we are like ice cream king family and drink family. Energy drinks, Monster energy drinks. We have 2 dishwashers, and this is my favorite part. There was a cool ice maker, but we switched it out and got the Pebble ice maker, which is amazing. So I am nuts about this, and it does help you drink more water actually. And a built-in microwave into the bottom cabinets, which is pretty modern for when this kitchen was done, but I love that. I mean, there's so much that I kind of want to change in here. I think probably the first thing that I would do, we did paint the island, thinking about painting this entire cabinet box, including the refrigerator, the same color blue, which matches our exterior doors, and then painting everything else white. So when we moved in, we changed out all of the outlets and light switches. We painted the entire house, and we changed all of the door handles. And when we painted the house, we went with more of a pure white rather than a warm white that has some yellow in it. And now the cabinets really stick out as being more of a cream colored white than pure white. So I'd like them to probably go back. Ideally, you know, doing some sort of like light wood cabinetry would be pretty cool, but I don't think we're gonna redo this entire kitchen. And then the other thing I wanna do is switch out these, and then probably my last cool thing that I really wanna do is get this and the RO water and the pot filler to all coordinate, because right now they don't, which is kind of funky. So, and then through here, this is where we sit. So we have a formal dining room, but we don't really hang out there, and we have bar stools. We don't hang out there actually either. We always eat here. Got a little cute little kitchen for our daughter, tons more cabinet space. And to be honest, this is so funny, but the majority of people when they come over come through here and leave through here, which is funny because there's chairs right here. So I've even thought about like, should we get rid of these doors and do like a really cool window so that people don't keep trying to come in and out, because it's not convenient for them either. But through here, this is the funniest part of the house that I forgot about when we first lived here, which is weird. But when you first move in, it's not like you're cooking and, you know, doing all sorts of stuff. But a lot of this house kind of feels like a maze. But this is our pantry, and we are candy kings and chip kings. Like, we love candy. So yeah, it's pretty much just candy and chips. And then the main level laundry room is right here. And this is probably, to me, the first place that bothers me that I think would be the easiest to fix. So the former owner left their washing machine and dryer, and that was one of the first things that I did was get 2 new sets of stackable washers and dryers, just because, you know, people wash their underwear in here. I don't know, that just made sense to me. But this old bronze hardware, black granite countertop, and tan cabinetry, I believe is from like the first rendition of this house, including even these light fixtures, which is kind of funny. The house had, of course, a Tuscan past because it's existed since that time frame. And what's really funny is there are parts of this house that still have the old travertine floor in here. And I think this is actually a super cool room, but then they changed out this to wood look tile, which I do not like and have not liked in probably 10 years. I think this is something that we're gonna look back on and think we weren't fooling anybody. This is clearly not wood, but I think it would be really cool to do something a little bit more like heavy duty rustic in here, like maybe a limestone floor or a brick floor, and continue it through here. This is really cool and convenient for the kids. Having a sink in the laundry room is awesome. Having extra storage is great. There's tons of beautiful natural light coming through here, and this goes to our garage garage. So you can bring in groceries and stuff right through here. And then also our trash cans are through here. So it makes sense to do something that's not so precious of a floor, like beautiful European reclaimed oak flooring that's in the rest of the house. But I think you could do something super awesome here. So I'm really excited about that. And adding some can lights, I think, would make this more pleasant to be in. And this is funny that I even care about this because at the moment, pretty much the only person who does laundry in here and uses this is our teenage son, because he lives on the main level and he's the only one. So it's kind of funny functionality wise. It's pretty much just like cleaning supply storage. So funny story, had a roommate. She didn't know I was home one time and she thought it would be funny to open up all of our cabinets and show her coworker friends how OCD anal I am. And I was just listening to her, essentially telling them I have a problem, and I think it's funny, but I still do the same thing. Everything has to be stacked and lined up. Here is another little half bath. Why we have two super close to each other, I don't know. But we do have, you know, when there's a decent amount of people over, people do use this a lot. I think, again, this bathroom could have some super cool potential. I know people are probably looking at this and thinking, why would you ever change this? Because it has, you know, really cool Bianco Carrera marble all the way up to here. Like, there's some pretty cool things about this bathroom. It's not exactly my style. If I never saw chrome again, I would be fine. I know it's classic, but I just am over it. But I think that this bathroom could be really amazing. And so I think this would be a really quick, fun project to do. And then here is my office where I hang out the majority of the time. I'm not this cheesy in love with myself. It's just I ordered this and they didn't poke holes in here. So I couldn't hang this on my sign that goes in the yard. So here it is. But here's where I hang out the majority of the time. It's usually covered in crumbs and toys because our toddler hangs out with me during the day while I work. My whole vision for an office for myself has always been a place where her and I can both hang out, but where she's not just on an iPad or watching TV. We've got a little TV here. And in my head, I've always been like, I'm gonna put a Montessori shelf here with some activities that I can rotate out, and maybe a little reading nook for her, and a pickler triangle to where she can, you know, hang out on it, and maybe a little, you know, gymnast mat from Amazon in case she falls. And I haven't done that, and I don't know why. It's just one of those things where I thought about it for so long. It's stupid. I should have done it years ago because she is 3 years old now. But I'm pretty happy with this whole setup. This is a computer from like 2013 that Pace bought me, and I like loved it so much, and it still works super great. The only thing is like obviously it's not finished. Behind you are just 2 blank walls. And I bought myself, this was my 30th birthday gift to myself, is this super cool Richard Avedon portrait of George Harrison. I love him, but I mean, why do I have nothing else here? I don't know. So finishing this up would be super cool to me, and especially since I spend so much of my day in here. And I think just finishing up some weird little things. I don't know if Pace showed you, but when you hire people to do stuff, when you're flipping a house, you do things in a certain order. But when you're pushing your guys to get done so you can move in, and then you're having people come back and do things, everything gets messed up. This had a shutter on it, but then you couldn't put our door handles. We chose a lever door handle. And so after the door was painted blue, we took the shutter off. So now it just looks like crap. And there's just like weird little things like that where I'm like, I could probably have a handyman come hang out in here for a full day. And then there's weird stuff about this too, some of which I've taken care of already. There was fart fan, so an exhaust fan up here, which I thought was so funny because why do you need a, hi.
Oh, Dad.
Oh, he's in the garage.
Okay.
Go get him. Have Asher take you.
No, Ash is being mean right now.
Oh, I don't know. It might be you.
Go away.
So the fart fan is gone, thank gosh. Why would you have a fart fan in I mean, I don't know what you would consider this ever. It doesn't have a closet, so it's not actually a bedroom. It was the former owner's wife's office as well. So I think this has got to be an office, a den, something like that. But like, what's this? Like, that is so weird. It's like mid-wall. So just like weird little stuff, like getting rid of some of that would be pretty cool to me. So yeah, that's where I hang out the majority of the time. So if you come over, that's probably where I'll be. So over here on the other side, and again, this is probably something, I mean, no one really, this is so funny, it's mayfly season. Go away. Stinky. I don't necessarily love that there's doors right here just because my kids' bedrooms are here. So this is probably one of those things that I at some point would prefer to have this be a window. Not that like people can't come in a window or a door, but this is our son's room and he's 15, pretty cool for a 15-year-old, I'd say. But we try to make it a place to where his friends would want to hang out because, you know, everyone had that house growing up where that's where everyone wanted to be. And Pace and I wanted our house to be that for our kids as they became teenagers. So our house is pretty fun and hopefully it will continue to become more fun for him. And so he's got, you know, Xbox, Switch, new Xbox, flight simulator, tons of room for his buddies. So hopefully his room in our house continues to be a cool spot for him. This is their bathroom. I don't know if this is the same tile from the laundry room. Again, I don't love wood plank tile, but this would be really cool at, like, in my mind, like a limestone floor would be super cool, or a more modern travertine would be really cool. And then this is probably my favorite part. Actually, this is one of my favorite bathrooms of the whole house. All the bathrooms are different. I don't know if Pace will show you the rest, but this is like a super cool green marble. And I know like green's not everyone's cup of tea, but I actually really like it. The rest of it, I'm not so nuts about. You know, brushed nickel. Like there's so many metals here and mixing metals is fine, but none of this is intentional. So it kind of drives me nuts. But I think this would look really sharp, especially for him since he's a boy, to have matte black hardware in here. And I think that would just make it look so much cooler. Change out the floor. And then, see, this is one of those things where it's like when you're a home flipper, you're a contractor, you don't want to work on your own house. And so like we took off this, you know, towel bar and I got these super cool towel hangers for the kids with their initials that I could put on here that they could hang their towels. And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And I don't. And obviously I don't do drywall work myself, nor do I recommend people do that at their own houses. But this is just one of the many examples of little projects that we could do here and there. But the last house that Pace and I lived in, I painted our entire kitchen green, and that green would actually coordinate really beautifully with the green marble in the bathroom. So my idea is to paint this green. This is a white quartz, whatever. I'm not wild about it, but it's still whatever, you know, it is what it is. For a kid's bathroom, I think it's fine. Switching these out to something a little bit cooler and doing a new light would be amazing. Maybe a new mirror, or just leave the mirror, I don't know. But I think that would be a really easy project to make this bathroom really cool, actually. So this would probably be my least offensive bathroom in the house. So this is Corbin's room, and by Corbin's room I mean she doesn't actually sleep in here, but has her toys and her babies and stuff. I did finally pick up this pickler triangle. I'm excited about it. And yeah, but I actually really do love her room. We moved her bed around and stuff, so there's a couple things that we could change that could make it a little bit cooler, and like obviously some things to finish. We bought all new smoke detectors for our house, and for some reason our guys randomly left like old yellow ones. The other thing is too, if any girls are watching this, I'm sure everyone knows what this beautiful mirror is. It comes in a variety of sizes, but this is I think it's called Gleaming Primrose mirror, whatever, the freaking gold arch mirror from Anthropologie that everyone's obsessed with. And I'm nuts about it, and I have not hung it because like it gives you this, and I don't know, you know, and then like I've hired a couple handymen to come and hang it because in my mind I'm like, this is just leaning against the wall in a crazy toddler's room. That's dangerous, not a thing. But yeah, but there's like some super cool things that I love about her room. Like we spent a lot of time in Wyoming and Montana, and this reminds me of Wyoming actually. Just big beautiful blue sky, and you know, and then there's some other cool things. Like first little trip that we took her on was to Yosemite, and so found like a cute little artist here that does watercolors, and he did this, and I thought that was so cute. But I love her room a lot, and I'm just gonna love it even more as we work on it. Oh, got her something else that I think is so cool. There's so many ugly flush mount lights in this house. I don't know if you can see that one, but absolute trash. And like I would never pick a light like this for anywhere else in the house, but in a little girl's room, I feel like you can be super whimsical and do something kind of stupid like this. It's not that it's stupid, it's just like you wouldn't put this this in over your kitchen table. I mean, you might, but you know, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, it's super cute and it's made out of seashells and I think it's so cool, but just one of the many projects to finish up. But I think that's gonna be really cute in there for her. So, but let's go upstairs to where she actually hangs out, because yeah, I'm a helicopter mom and I don't let her sleep here because of this, because that scares me. And when you see how long it actually takes to get up to where Pace and I would be at night, hopefully you understand why I don't let her sleep there. So let's go upstairs. Here we are. This is our top level. I guess it's our second story, but it's like our third level technically because we have a basement. This is probably one of the coolest things about our house other than the front little rotunda entryway over here. It's beautiful. It's got windows the entire way. And at night it looks really pretty too. But the one thing I don't love is this, which is funny because it's not Restoration Hardware, but Restoration Hardware has a chandelier that looks like this. Again, I don't love chrome, but I want to switch it out for something. But if you look down, like there is no ladder that could reach up here. So we're gonna have to get scaffolding. And the only part of our house that wasn't painted was this dome here because it's so tall. So whenever we find a chandelier, it's gonna be quite the event to switch it out because I'm glad I don't have to do that. So over here, this is like one of the sad parts about being an adult and having kids is like things that you love kind of get relegated to these weird, useless spaces. So this might look like the perfect place for a massage chair, but there's no outlets here and that's not where it goes. And this is a really cool chair that Pace got to as like a treat to himself. They are at one of his favorite country clubs and he loves it and it's actually amazing. But it's here because our room now is like baby central with the new baby. But like what was this for before? Well, we found out like a month ago that there's an elevator behind here, which is so weird, but actually really cool because it's really hard to like haul things up and down the stairs all the time, especially when I have a baby and a toddler that's screaming at me that I'm going too fast. So there's an elevator behind here. And so Pace was like, should we open it up? But allegedly the reason why it was closed up is it was gonna be tens of thousands of dollars to fix. And the former owner didn't want to do it, but there's an elevator still in there, which is kind of crazy. Through here, a little bit messy, but real life, I guess. We've got a really cool balcony to hang out on. To be honest, I do not hang out here. Our vines are so beautiful right now. They don't always look like this. Sometimes they just look like leaves, but they're all blooming and beautiful and really cool. And I don't want to trim them. We trimmed them when we moved in and they were like cut way back. And I know that's kind of crazy looking, but it's really pretty right now with all of the flowers. So we'll leave it the way it is for now. And then if you're interested what the ceiling looked like downstairs before it was painted over, it's this. So it is truly Tuscan, early 2000s style. But through here is a little kitchenette. Again, we like purely exist up here with a newborn and a toddler right now, so it's totally messy. Pretty much all we keep in here is just drinks for our daughter. But what's really funny is like looking at all the history of this house, and again, nothing in Arizona has like a ton of history, and it's not like this house is super old, but I guess that the kitchenette used to exist here, which I don't know how much money do you have to be like, I'm gonna move the kitchen literally a wall away that's 3 feet away. Like, just leave it here. It's so weird. There was also a fireplace on this wall that went into the primary bathroom. And there was a fireplace right here that was a dual way fireplace into here. What is this room, you may ask? What do we have it as? We have it as our nursery, which I think is perfect because it's like a whole room off to the side. Corbin sleeps in here, and eventually Corbin and Monday will sleep in here. Right now, Monday sleeps next to me. The former owners had a dining room table up here so they could go on dates and have dinner alone without kids bothering them. But again, I just think it's hilarious. There was a fireplace here and a fireplace here, and the kitchenette was here, but now I don't know. It's funny, I guess. Yeah, but here's our room. I love our room. I think it's super cool. There's not a lot I would actually change about it other than fixing, some things here and there because we've changed it quite a bit since we moved in. But I mean, I think that we use the space pretty well. We have everyone's dream, a Restoration Hardware cloud couch that is actually amazing, and you can wash it because our teenage son pretty much hangs out here and the kids eat and do all sorts of stuff on this couch. Like you can see, there's tons happening, but love this. And the fact that we can have a huge sectional up here is pretty cool. I love our bed. When I saw this inside, we got this from a store here locally called Found, and I saw this on their Instagram in this super cool house, and I was like, wow, that thing is amazing, but I have no idea where I put it. And now our toddler hangs out here all the time and I actually love it. But yeah, but this is like also something that I dreamed of. Anthropology used to sell a wooden version of this. Now they have like a whitewashed version, a gray version, and a navy version, but they stopped selling like the wood, like natural wood looking bed of this. It's called the Lombok bed, if I'm saying that correctly. But there's a local furniture store here called Potato Barn, and I saw this on their Instagram and I was like, holy smokes, that looks just like the Anthropology bed that they don't sell anymore. And I know it's super feminine, but I talked Pace into it. I think it's so pretty, and I think because the room is so huge, it actually works out really well that it's kind of crazy. And I love these cute little tables with like this color stone on it. And then when we were checking out of Potato Barn with the bed, I looked over and I saw this and I was like, that would be super cool because this wall with like nothing on it would have looked crazy like if we just had a TV, you know? So yeah, so we got this and I think it actually looks perfect. We have moved our bed like multiple times, so the walls are just kind of jacked up because we keep moving TV and stuff. So again, we need drywall people to come help us. But another thing I'm super obsessed with is this stupid egg chair from Anthropology. Again, this is like something that like I wanted for like 10 years and I just never bought it. And then finally I was just like, I'm just gonna buy it, I don't even care. So I have it now and I love it, and I hang out here all the time with our kids and watch the sunset because we have nothing but an orange grove pretty much behind us and we get some really killer sunsets. So 10 out of 10, if you want a hanging chair, you should totally get one. Pace and Asher actually hung this. So if it falls at some time, you know, I'll let you guys know, but so far we're good. But that's funny that they hung it for us. But yeah, but this is our room and I love it. And yeah, it's a little messy. The only thing that I probably would change about it is, I mean, I'm not like a big printer out of family pictures, but I probably should be. But like having something, some sort of art on the wall would probably be pretty cool. And then the other thing, I don't know if Pace told you all this yet, but I hate carpet. I think it's disgusting. I feel like it's like taking a sweater off of your body and laying it on the floor and then walking all over it for 2 years and then wondering why your carpet's nasty. Like carpet's just nasty and I hate it. In our last house, I convinced Pace, like we did a full remodel on that house. Everything pretty much was changed and I convinced Pace to have no carpet in the house. And yeah, you could hear every sound that a person was making and it was a pain in the buns for him to film anything, but like carpet is so gross. I don't know. Another thing that's really cool about this house is this, which I actually really love. So this is a staircase that leads down to the door to get into my office and also this entire courtyard, which I think is actually really cool. I actually really love this part of the house. Yeah, but again with these balconies, like just super crazy how many there are. There's this like Romeo and Juliet balcony that overlooks the courtyard. There's that first one that I showed you. There's the one with the 2 entrances from the bathroom that I showed you. And there's actually one right here from our room. And yeah, has like for this entire floor to have that many balconies, that's kind of crazy. And this entire floor is just supposed to be for the parents of the house. And like I am the parent of the house and I just can never imagine that there's enough hours in the day to go and hang out on all these balconies. It's kind of crazy actually. But yeah, so this entire floor is our room. Pretty wild. Pace and I, a lot of the homes that we've lived in throughout the years were smaller than just this room, which is kind of crazy that now our bedroom is this giant. And if anybody talks to Pace, like try to convince him that he should plug this in. I keep telling him like, hey, like let's like get this plugged in and like so you can use it. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. So, but he deserves that. So it should work. I mean, he just got it. So but yeah, let's go downstairs.
All right, so here is the classroom. Well, at least it used to be called the classroom. We are turning this into the game room. So for a little while, we had desks here and I would teach some of my students digitally and sometimes physically. And then we just decided that because we live in a flight zone of the private airport, that doing content here was actually a little bit too loud. And so I'll give you a tour of the studio downstairs in a little bit. But we had this kind of set up with this as the backdrop, and then we just thought better of it. And because our pool is right here and the Ramada is right there as well, it just made sense for this to be a game room. So we're gonna put a big pool table here. We're gonna have some pinball machines and really cool places for kids to hang out. So when everybody's over here swimming, some kids can be in here, some kids can be outside. And this will be just a really big game room. And you know, I hate carpet. I really, really hate carpet. We actually replaced this carpet. And if you look at it, this is less than a year old. There's already slime in it and there's all sorts of problems with it. It just comes with having kids. So I'm thinking we probably bring in a different type of flooring in here that's kind of waterproof. And then that way, when you come in from the pool, you don't have to worry worry so much about water. This is our backyard. Originally, this Ramada was not here. The previous owners built this, and the grass used to come all the way over here, but this became like the center of the backyard after they did this. We've got the TV, we've got the speakers. I think there's like 18 speakers in the backyard, and they all are ran from your phone, so it's kind of nice to have that automation. No matter where you are in this big ass backyard, you get to hear whatever's going on. You can turn the game on, you can play games, you can do whatever. We'll get to the pool in a minute. That's kind of the crowning achievement of backyard. We moved in and inherited 3 trampolines from the previous owner, my friend Jerry. Thank you so much. Corbin, do you love your trampolines? How much?
So much.
Show me a bum drop. Boom, yay! One part of the house that you're not gonna see too much of, we might just do like a really quick walkthrough of it, is from this corner right here all the way over here is a 4-bed, 3-bath guest house, completely separate from the main living area. In fact, you can't even get from the main house into the guest house. And I love this. This is one of the main reasons I bought the house, is because the previous owner, Jerry, used to run masterminds in here, and he did a lot of real estate deals inside of the guest house. He kind of treated it as an office. And I thought, hey, that's a great idea. At the time, I didn't know I was gonna be on a TV show, and we made the commitment to buy the house thinking this was gonna kind of be my office area and people could come and go, and I could do deals in here, and you know, here's a full working gym in here. But what happened is we got a TV show, and our showrunner, her name is Carly, we just said, hey Carly, instead of you going and getting an expensive Airbnb while we're shooting each season, just come stay in our house. And so Carly's in there, and so we probably won't spend too much time in there, but 4-bed, 3-bath, kind of a cool thing. This is the only time of the year that you can really enjoy Arizona. I'm obviously wearing a hoodie. This is not going to be hoodie weather in about 3 or 4 weeks, but we've been hanging out on the tramp. I swear I've probably spent 20 hours on this tramp in the last like 2 months because the weather is amazing. And we've just set it up in a way that we can bounce back and forth between all the trampolines, which is really, really cool. Now, when we have parties over here, that trampoline gets pushed out of the way. We get tables set up here, and the parties kind of mingled around here. We had a party here probably 6-7 weeks ago and had a good 250 people at the house. Unfortunately, we don't have parking for that, so we had to have everybody kind of take a bus or Uber around. I feel like I got to pinch myself because it's such an interesting house. We've got 2 amazing grill areas, 2, because you'll see this is a fully functioning kitchen over here, and then if you go over there, we've got another one. So come on with me. Now, we spend a lot of time right in here, a lot. I would say one of the best parts about living in this lot is that the backyard is actually an orchard. So if you pop over here, all you see is 2 or 3 acres of just orange trees, and we don't have any backdoor neighbor, which is nice. We can do whatever we want. We can play our music loud. It's just super private, secluded, and we're at the end of the neighborhood, so nobody really cares. And even our neighbors on either side, we're kind of protected by big old laurel ficuses, big Indian laurel ficuses, which is cool. So the pool, man alive, like check this out. We jump off of this balcony so much. There's the primary bedroom. That's where Laura and I sleep. This pool has a nice kiddie section. And what we plan on doing right here is this grass and where all these beds are, we're gonna turn this into a splash pad so that kids can like jump in and out of the pool, play right here, go into the game area, and jump between the trampolines and whatnot. It's just a super dope place for kids to hang out. Man, we spend a lot of time in here. This is legitimately like where I spend most of my time in the summertime, is right here. We're jumping off the fountain. We're jumping off the balcony. The previous owner actually made this as a water slide. So we've got a water slide, we've got actual steps. The steps actually get covered with water, which is amazing because in the summertime it's 115 degrees. You don't want to be stepping on all this when it's really hot. So we jump off here, we jump off there, we shoot at the basketball hoop. People are jumping off of there. This pool is like an absolute resort. It is kind of epic. A couple of things that we're gonna change is I do love golf, but this golf area has never really been taken care of. So we're gonna pull this out, and I think what we're gonna do is I'm also gonna take this little hedge out, and I'm gonna make a little mini chip and like sand area so you can hit sand shots out up onto here. I had this thought, come here, check this out. I had this thought that what if I take out this hedge and I extend the putting green all the way around, literally all the way down the backside of this pool. So you could play putt-putt like on the backside where we take all the gravel out, and this is actually part of the course. So you could play like an 18-hole round where we might put like a little, like a scoreboard up here, and people could sit here and play putt-putt and actually have a good time. Right now, this area here is not functional. This area back here is not functional, and definitely the way the putt-putt is set up right now is not functional. So So over time, you know, like where we'll typically make changes is like one of our Airbnbs pays us between $5,000 and $8,000 a month in net profit. So like as that money comes in, we invest that money into making changes. Something like that would probably cost 40 grand. So that's not going to happen right away. It might be a year later, maybe when the kids get a little bit older and their friends start spending a little bit more time over here. But check this out. We use this a lot in the summertime. We're out here all the time. Nice little ice chest. The grills here are amazing. They really spent a lot of time, money, and energy on building this out right. The one thing that I wish this patio had different is that, oh, check this out. How many people actually have a dedicated pool bathroom? Not many. This is a big plus. Instead of people peeing in my pool, they come in here and they pee. I still pee in the pool, but you shouldn't pee in my pool. But what I want to do is from right here all the way down, I want to take this entire wall out. So it'll be completely open all the way down here. And then it'll be just two big sliding doors. This will then just be super magnificent. You walk out and it's just boom. I love it. This is like the backyard of this house sells this house. It's amazing. So pool bath. Also, when we shoot the TV show, you guys will recognize like a couple of shots. In season 2, you'll see we film a lot underneath the Ramada. I'm making Eric shoot in a 24mm and expect that you guys are going to see everything. Maybe you can, but just not super tight. So the Ramada, we shoot one scene in and then another scene gets shot underneath this patio. This Ramada is where we shoot the TV show. And you'll see that typically the characters in the TV show will sit right here. And then we have a vibe board that sits right here. And we draw and do our decision scene right here. So it's kind of nice. Actually, Carly from the TV show, who runs the TV show, lives in the guest house. And so she gets to basically just walk out and produce the show. And we end up having 25, 30 people out here. So come on through. Let's go see the office. I actually shot a commercial last summer. We jumped off this. I probably have jumped off this 200 times. And we'll have people actually dive off of that, which is crazy. But there's two ways to get up there. When my friend Jerry moved into the house a couple years ago, he realized like he didn't want people going through the upstairs to get up there. So you can see right here how the paint has worn down because everybody comes right here and climbs up on the balcony in order to jump in the pool. So if you guys come over for a pool party, you'll see us climbing up and down this and jumping off the balcony into the pool, which is nice. You know, this is a part of the house I wish I used more often. The problem is I'm so like mosquitoes love me. So in the nice parts of the year, like right now, if I come out here, mosquitoes just want to eat me up. But when I first moved in here, I actually had a couple of little chairs. I ended up moving them down that way, but I had chairs right here that I would come out here, catch up on text messages and emails. And I thought it was really cool until I just got eaten up by mosquitoes. This is actually where I get a lot of work done. Most of my actual work gets done right here on these two screens. We have a big office now in Mesa, but before our real estate business bought a big office, we used to have all of our real estate meetings in this office for probably 4 or 5 months. And you guys will recognize this whiteboard because we do a lot of YouTube videos right here. This used to be Jerry's office. You guys would recognize it, but dude, we changed a lot. A couple of things I took out were his uppers. You guys can see that. I plan on making this like a Western, like a Ralph Lauren Western vibe. And I'd say we're like 20% of the way done designing this office. We've got a couple of people that are gonna come in here and help us out and should be really, really cool. Now, one thing I never had before was that my office had its own bathroom. And so in previous houses, I would have to go down and use the hallway bath. I know it sounds super bougie that I got my own bathroom in my office, but this is a pretty big house. And so there are a lot of features just like that, where every little area that you're in, you have your own bathroom. So I think there are 11 bathrooms in this house. This is the only one that I get to use, which is great. I actually took out a bunch of the shelves here. If you look around this office, do you think I need more shelves and more places for books? No, I don't. So we took those out. I put a TV up here. I actually do turn on a fake fireplace every morning and I vibe out to it and I listen to music as I answer emails. A lot of times we'll sit in this chair right here and catch up, and I'll come down here and just manifest, and I'll sit down here. I'll turn on a fake fireplace right there. Even in the summertime, I'll turn on a fake fireplace and just hang out. Dogs are right there. I've got them corralled right now so they're not running around. Now, I'm probably gonna get a painting made specifically for this because it's a very specific size. We had a mirror here and I really liked it. So one or the other is gonna happen. Obviously, we just moved in like, I don't know, 8 or 9 months ago, and we've been busy. We've had parties and we're traveling all over the place, and we're in season 2 of our TV show. So it's been really challenging to get things done at the house. Check this out. We got cameras everywhere. Like, this is something that this house did not have before, was every door, every window, every little thing is automated and talks to us on our phones. It's cost a pretty penny. That was actually probably the biggest upgrade we put in here, is that every single part of the house is now hardwired for internet. I think we have like close to 20 25 cameras that are 4K quality, and they actually rotate and they notify us throughout the day, which is amazing. So we can see every entry point, multiple different angles. It's a must when you got kids, you know? So this is my domain. I guess I have a lot of my domain in this house, don't I? This is the weirdest part of this house. One day, I don't know when this is gonna be, but one day Eric and I are gonna knock into this wall and we're gonna reveal an elevator. That's right, this house has 3 levels and there is an absolute badass elevator in here that needs an $80,000 repair. And so the previous owner's like, dude, I'm not gonna pay $80,000 to fix a freaking elevator. Who knows, I might. Maybe I do a flip. We just signed closing documents on a flip today. We made like 120 grand on. Maybe I'll go take the money from a flip and put it into fixing the elevator. I think that would be pretty freaking cool. Check this out, guys. This is the future studio. Now, I don't want to give you a studio tour because this is going to change dramatically over the next, I don't know, 5-6 months. But we're going to turn this into multiple shooting angles, multiple tables, multiple different vibes in here. Jay Valentine, my favorite artist, painted both sides of this wall and we absolutely love it, but it needs a lot of work. This is just makeshift right now. It's like 1% of what it's going to end up being. Yes, it used to be a movie theater and we actually spent the money to get new speakers and a new projector and a new screen and new everything. And then we realized that our primary bedroom is 3 levels up and we never come down here. What you want to do when you're watching movies is, for me, I watch movies late at night and I want to fall asleep while I'm watching a movie. I don't want to fall asleep down here and then have to drag my ass all the way up to my room. So we just never did that and decided recently in the last 30 days, hi baby.
Hi.
Hi, you want to come with me on the little tour?
Come on.
I got to give everybody a tour. Come with me.
Mom's waiting for me.
Okay, I'll see you in a minute, okay? This house is made for a big ass family and we don't have a big ass family. We just have, there's 5 of us. And, even in the basement, what's cool is this house has, pretty expensive walk-in closets. And usually like my friend Tim Bratz or other buddies that will come in from out of town will typically stay in this room or the room next door. In fact, I just had one of my buddies stay here the other day and he sends me a text. He's like, bro, how much money do you make? I was like, why? What's that question for? He goes, your mattress is the most comfortable ever. So if you ever get to stay in here, it's pretty dope. We usually have like a desk in here so people can hang out and work. A lot of times my friends will bring their kids. They have a little, Jack and Jill type of bathroom in here. And then their kids stay in here. And here you've got like your own Nintendo Switch. You've got your own Xbox that's all here in the closet. So if you stay over and your kids are with you, this becomes like their cool little hangout and they can feel like they're separate from the rest of the house. We don't ever stay in here, just all of our guests do. So it's kind of like its own separate wing all the way over there. I don't think too much needs to happen in here. This room, like what do you do in here? Maybe we put like a little couch here or some, I don't know. I feel like there's a couple of things in this house that are not perfectly designed, but I like it. This is one of 4 sets of washer and dryers in the house. We only use this for the sheets in the guest bedroom. So if you ever stay in our guest bedroom, you have your own washer and dryer, which is cool. Now, this is also pretty cool. This house, well, there's no light. The light bulb burned out. But this house has so much storage, so many cool places I can hide shit. And that ends up being like the overflow for our studio. Really good bathroom. They had redesigned this bathroom at some point in the last like 4 or 5 years. Really good looking tile. We've never used that shower one time. But again, this is another bathroom that I get to use. Nobody else gets to use. And here is where I'm hanging out. Right here, I probably spend more time in here than I spend anywhere else in the house. My team and my students know this is my hangout spot. I teach in here. I do deals in here. This microphone right here is where I make all the money. I make all the money. I close all my deals. I negotiate all my deals right here on this microphone and we record everything. So if you guys want to see a studio tour, just a dedicated studio tour of why do I use what I use, what did everything cost, what do I wish I bought when I started, what are all our different camera angles. We have, how many cameras do we have? We have 4 cameras in here. So we go live on the phone, which is cool. While we're live on all the other stuff, we've got camera angle 1 is here, camera angle 2, camera angle 3 is actually the iPad, camera angle 4 is there, and then the 5th camera is the actual phone itself. So the production value in here is super important to me. We've got soundproof walls. You guys can see the panels, and my wife bought this for me as a gift. This changes colors, but I typically just keep it blue. And it's really quiet in here. I can't hear the kids screaming, the airplanes up above. The production value in here is absolutely amazing. And this was really important to me when I bought this house, is having a basement that I could be secluded from everywhere else. This is our cage, right? Like we usually have all of our equipment in here and we have a surplus of equipment. So if you work at Best Buy and you guys are out of something, just give us a call. We might be able to refill fill your shelves for you. We got a lot of dope stuff in here. So again, like people will say, why did you buy such a big house? One, I bought it with creative finance. Okay. So it was kind of a free house in a lot of ways. Two, this house serves so many different purposes and makes it easy for me not to have to go to a different studio. It makes it easy for me to be, you know, a dad and a father, that I can be here at the house as much as I possibly can. And that instead of me driving to and from work and spending that extra 30 minutes both ways, I get to spend that extra hour a day with my kids. So people will ask me all the time, like, how do you get so much done? Guys, I work from home and I'm like in my own studio. I get to do all that. And then I've got my office upstairs. So I live like basically all my 5 different responsibilities are all underneath one roof. If I really wanted to, I could stay in this house and never leave and accomplish everything I really need to accomplish. Hey, I just found out that Carly's not here today. She's down in Tucson. So let's go over and let's take a look at the guest house, all right? You know, like in MTV Cribs, they're always talking about like what whips they have. Like, yo, look at our whips. This is the wife's car. You can tell. How do you guys know how you can tell it's a woman's car? Right here, y'all. Check that shit out right there. That's some woman shit right there. This is what I drive a lot. This is on the TV show. I love this truck. I've had it for 6 years, a couple 100,000 miles on that bad boy. We also have my favorite car I've ever owned, which is this Prius. I love this car. I've had 5 Priuses. This is my 5th one. Absolutely love it. Just picked up this Kia SubTo. If you guys want to see that video, there should be a link down below of the Kia buying a car subject to. Check out this big ass deep garage. Also, this garage is the first garage I've ever had that is actually air conditioned. So this room gets super cold. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but when I bought the house, they actually had a half pipe in here before I put up racks and I, you know, did all that kind of stuff. So come on through, let's take a look. So this house, we'll go very fast. Down here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Okay, all the way down there. We don't need to see those. They're just bedrooms. Super cute kitchen in here though. Let's see, what do we got in here? I just realized that I said earlier that we had 4 washers and dryers in this house. We actually have 5. This is our 5th set of washers and dryers. That's it. I mean, oh, let's check this out just real quick. Let's just go through the courtyard. So what's kind of cool is that this guest area, at one point I thought about enclosing this and just making it like the guest house way bigger. But the reality is this guest house is massive. So there's really no reason to do that. This guest house is bigger than most people's main living houses. So what happens is like Cody, my business partner, came over here when he was renovating his house. He finished the renovation on his house and he had to leave. He was like, yo man, like I don't want to leave. This house is dope and the pool's dope and the hot tub's dope. People really enjoy it here. So I'm really glad we bought the house for this purpose, because now you can have guests come over and they don't feel like they're in your space. They feel like they're in their own house. So the guest house is the only thing we haven't really started working on at all. We're going to wait until probably summertime, have somebody go through and renovate it. That's it. I mean, that's our house, guys. You guys can have a great night. We'll see you later.